Today we're going to play a game called House Hunted, and I'm looking forward to it. It's given me a lot of really creepy vibes so far. So let's go. Warning, the game you're about to play contains graphic violence that some may find uncomfortable or disturbing. Disturbing. The creator takes no responsibility for those who may be upset by proceeding. By continuing, you are consenting to the contents therein and agreeing that you are capable and mature enough to enjoy this content responsibly. Whew, what are we about to get into? What a long bus ride. I'm glad I'm finally here. Look around yourself, taking in the surroundings, breathing in the nauseating aroma of bus exhaust and oil. Well, there's obviously not much to look at here at the Grey Horse bus station. I'm sure the rest of the city is beautiful, just like the brochure said. Hopefully the apartment company was honest about having my new place ready for move-in. Quickly grabbing your modest baggage from the bag claim, you straighten your clothes and walk towards the nearest visitor center. There's a cafe nearby. I'm starving right now. It's nice to pick me up. I also kind of wanted to see the city. I could just wander around a little bit. I'm also pretty tired. Maybe I should just head to my apartment. Let's get food. Let's get food. I think if I go any longer without eating something, I'll collapse. Coffee also sounds pretty great right now. Always. Coffee always sounds great. You finally make your way to the nearest cafe. It's small and quaint, and you can hear the chatter of random patrons inside. You slowly step into the cafe, taking in the smooth, rich smell of brewing coffee and the sweet scent of baked goods. It makes your stomach growl even louder and prompts you to rush up to the counter and place your order as quickly as you can. After placing your order and snatching up your dinner for the day, you scurry over to the furthest table away from anyone else to scarf them all down. And the coffee is thick and strong and slides down your throat slower than you expect. It's an odd sensation, but strangely not bad. The cake is an equally odd experience. You decide on coffee cake, but the flavor seems to be different with every bite you take, and it makes it hard to get used to eating it. There's also strange hard bits throughout it that pop and sizzle like Pop Rocks, but taste like cinnamon. You're so hungry right now, though, you just deal with the weird food and focus on getting it into your stomach as quickly as possible. Ugh. As you're focusing on your food, you don't notice the older-looking man sit down at a table in front of you. No! I didn't notice you. Hello. Can I help you? The strange man adjusted his burning red blazer and cleared his throat. His movements were so odd and stiff as if he were made of cardboard. You're new in town, lost and wandering. You need a place to call your own. The way he talked surprised you. His voice was so smooth as if he had given the same speech a million times. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mason Tallow, #1 realtor of the Uncanny Valley. I can help you find your dream home today. He quickly snatched a business card from his breast pocket, only for another identical business card to pop up and take its place. Oh hey, he offered it out to you, his hand coming uncomfortably close to your face, making you flinch back a bit before taking it from him. Give me a call and we can get you set up at a new house today, guaranteed. Okay, I should tell you I already have an apartment lined up, so I don't think I'm in a place to be buying a whole house. That's quite alright. I'm sure you'll be giving me a call. I am the #1 realtor of all of Uncanny Valley, after all. I never had a disappointed buyer. You'll love the house I found just for you. I'll be waiting. The strange realtor walked away before you could get a chance to argue, his long legs carrying him faster than you expected. You just shrugged and pocketed the business card. No harm in holding on to it in case something happens with the new apartment. You quickly finish up your food and beverage, making sure to leave a nice tip on the table before heading out to the apartment. As you approach your new apartment complex, you feel warm in your heart and can't help thinking about how you're finally getting a much-needed change in your life. You take a deep breath in, taking in the cool, clean air of the valley, and step forward to find your apartment number. Ah, here it is. This is so exciting. I've been wanting my own apartment for a while. You go to turn the handle. The door doesn't budge as you twist the handle. You try again. It's locked. What the heck? They said the door would be unlocked when I got here. I should give them a call. Hello, Uncanny Valley apartment hunters. How may we help you? Hello, I'm supposed to move in today, but my apartment is locked. You can hear paper shuffling on the other side of the line, followed by what you can only describe as a roars of animal that you can't place. Yeah, we had a little issue with your apartment, and it won't be ready until tomorrow. Our apologies. Oh no, what am I gonna do now? What could the issue possibly be? Maybe you could pry more for a better explanation, but you also don't want to be rude. Let's persist. What do you mean something happened? I don't really have anywhere else to go. You hear the clicking of what sounds like a typewriter for a few minutes and a loud, annoyed sigh. We've been having some issues. You wait for an elaboration, but you're met with an awkward silence instead. Yeah, what are the issues? More typing and paper tearing? Is that a blender? Your apartment will be ready tomorrow. Do you need anything else? You sigh defeated and look around. There's nothing much to really do in this situation besides look for a hotel. No, that's it. Thank you. Please call me as soon as my apartment is ready. Of course. Good day. With that, they hung up and left you standing in front of a building you should have already been in by now. Shoot, now what? Shove your hands in your pockets absent-mindedly and feel the hard piece of paper crunch against your fist. You pull the paper out of your pocket and suddenly remember Mason. Yeah, alright. I was lucky to afford this apartment. I can't buy a house right now. Still, it wouldn't hurt to call and see what's available. Ooh. I feel like... Let's go the house route. Let's call him. Yeah, I don't see any harm in blowing some time looking at pretty houses I'll never afford. At least it's something to do. No answer. So much for being the #1 realtor in Uncanny Valley. Holy... Hello, and thank you for your call. Are you ready to see your dream house today? Were you just waiting here for me to call you? How ridiculous. I am simply the best in the city, always waiting for a prospective buyer's call. I am always ready to show you your brand new life. This guy was starting to worry you greatly, but he was already here. It'd be rude to ask him to leave. I feel like it would be rude. It would not be rude to ask him to leave, but we're gonna follow it. Let's do it. There's no harm in going with him. He's just trying to do his job, right? He may be a bit pushy, but realtors are always like that. Alright, Mason, let's go look at this house. Oh, I knew you would choose the right answer, dear buyer. Let's go right there then. The house is simply dying to meet you. Huh? Before you could properly ask him why he phrased it so oddly, you felt him roughly grab you by the upper arm, dragging you along with him down the street. It felt like you had been walking for an hour in awkward silence, struggling to keep up with the strange realtor's long and fast strides, when he finally stopped abruptly, forcing you to bump roughly into his back. He didn't budge at all from the force of your weight against his back. He jumped back, trying to hide the red of your cheeks from your embarrassment. Sorry. You looked over at the huge house before you, the for sale sign, glaringly obvious on the curb. This is the house? Oh, do you see something you like after all? I'm not surprised. This house is in very good condition. You don't think I can seriously afford this place, right? This place is huge. Quite the flatterer, I see. I assure you, the price is very reasonable, and I'm willing to haggle greatly. The seller is simply looking to sell fast. You look back at the house. Something had to be up with this. It's sounding more and more fishy the more this realtor talked it up. Okay, what's the catch then? Catch? Yeah, come on, man. Why is the seller trying to get rid of this beautiful house? Did someone die in it or something? Of course not. His pause worried you greatly, but you're pretty sure you read somewhere that realtors had to disclose that information to you or something, right? Simply come inside and take a look around. No strings attached. You'll love it when you see the insides. You won't be able to walk away from a deal like this, dear buyer. Something definitely felt wrong about all of this, but you're already here. Oh, this is how we die. This is how we die. Let's do it. Alright, let's check it out then. Don't get your hopes up though, Mr. Tallow. Oh, I have no doubts that you'll be instantly attached when you see it. He roughly grabs your arm again, his sharp fingertips digging in roughly as you follow him up the concrete walkway to the bright red door. How long have you been searching for a buyer for this place? You decide to ask to lighten the mood up a little. You notice Mason staring intently ahead to the door, his eyes looking almost hungry as he ushers you through the door and into the living room. Ooh. Oh, this place is pretty nice. You look around at the stand-in furniture and run your fingers along the couch. Oh, it's warm? In fact, the whole place feels really uncomfortably warm and humid. Hey, do you think we could turn on the AC or something? It's a bit hot in here. It's a little hard to focus. Do you absolutely love this house? It's a little early for that. I haven't even seen any of the other rooms. Oh, I don't feel very good. Can I sit down? By all means, make yourself comfortable, dear buyer. I shakily stumble over the couch, your hands helplessly grasping at the warm leather. You gasp in surprise as Mason grabs you by the shoulders, guiding you to the middle of the couch and helping you sit down. You try to steady yourself, rubbing your head in an attempt to stop the sickening vertigo. Can we maybe crack a window or something? It's getting really hot. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, something that's a terrible shame, dear buyer? You glance up at the room still wobbling around you, making it more and more difficult to stay upright. What? I was beginning to enjoy your company. It's not often I find such a responsive buyer, and it does become awful benign simply eating everyone who comes over. Your eyes have difficulty processing the melting walls around you, becoming more and more organic and even meaty in texture. You start to notice a strange, sickly sweet smell that you hadn't noticed a moment ago. Breathing it in makes you even more dizzy, and you slowly slump down on the warm, fleshy-like couch. Eat? Ah, yes, you're new in town. This must be very confusing for you, correct? That's all right. You don't need to talk. I will simply explain the situation. After all, I am Uncanny Valley's #1 realtor, and I've been doing this for a very long time, though it's been decades since I found someone so receptive, and other folks here in the valley hate explaining anything. A very lucky chance you met me first. Oh! Feel Mason crawl over you onto the couch, his hands placed carefully next to your head, so he leaned in close to speak in your ear. He felt extremely warm to the touch as his skin brushed against yours. You see, dear buyer, being the #1 realtor comes with its responsibilities. I'm not like the other realtors, you see. I take great care in what I do, unlike those who simply want a quick snack. It became so hard here in the valley to find buyers. The other realtors have taken to simply snatching and running. Quite barbaric, wouldn't you agree? Mason gently cupped your cheeks as he spoke. You were shocked he was being so kind. You could feel him nodding your head for you in agreement to what he was saying. No, my value is much higher. I find only the finest buyers to incorporate into something much greater than themselves. I can't just have any tenants to eat, now can I? I have my standards, and I will not stoop to such low behaviors. You weakly nod your head yourself with his help, not entirely comprehending what he's saying or talking about, his words sounding further and further away as your body grew heavier, and it felt as if you were sinking into the meat of the couch. I just knew you'd understand. I suppose since we're getting ever so close now, I could drop my own facade. It does get tiring controlling this, albeit quite handsome, cumbersome little lure. Ooh. You watched as Mason's eyes grew dimmer and his body fell limp, still being held by something, but his limbs no longer retaining their rigidity. Quite impressive, isn't it? With such an attractive lure, it became quite easy to bring in such tasty, prospective buyers the old-fashioned way. I suppose it's just my luck to be so gorgeous naturally. It's clearly no wonder how I became the #1 realtor, right, dearest buyer? Ooh! You blearily watch as Mason was yanked backwards and then up towards the fleshy lamp in the ceiling. You noticed the umbilical cord-like rope protruding from his neck as he hung there limply. You wanted to scream, cry, or anything, but your body was totally paralyzed at this point, and all you could feel was the growing, burning sensation. Something hot slowly seeped through your clothes and onto your skin. I truly wish I could make the digestion process slower than this. I truly do, dearest buyer. I would greatly enjoy some stimulating conversation. Alas, this is how simply is, and always has been, and I have not eaten in quite some time. Perhaps in another world, another time, we could have spent more time in each other's company. I'm sure you understand that one must eat, though, and I am very grateful to you, dear buyer. Mason's voice was no longer coming from his limp, lifeless body, but instead sounded as if it was coming from the very walls around you. You could hear him sigh wistfully, and the walls looked up as if they were breathing along with it. I will always think of you, long after you become part of me. Finally allow your heavy eyelids to close as you sunk deeper against the warm couch. You could feel the meaty fabric of the couch moving to cover you like a soft blanket, almost tucking you in, as you let yourself slip into a sleep you'd never wake up from again. Yeah, we died. Offer accepted. Ooh, that was fun. I like that. Ooh, I like that. That was very good. I wonder if we could play that again and get different outcomes. Obviously, it said we died, so there's gotta be more directions we can go with it, right? If you enjoyed this and you want to play it for yourself, I'm gonna drop the link down below. But also, if you really liked this and you want me to play more of it and want me to try and get different outcomes, let me know in the comments below. I would love to play this again. Thank you so much for hanging out here, watching this, and spending some time with me. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!